thing that I want to talk about is something that I really love, and I'm not kidding. For real, I love this thing, which is, hey guys, it's Neha. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing Bangalore Days, and I'm super excited because I really love Bangalore Days. I watched it a while back, maybe like a few months back, but I have my points written, so I'm excited to do it. And I am a little unwell. I'm feeling a little sick, so please bear with me about that. Yeah, so let's just get started. Bangalore Days is about these three cousins, Divya, Kutan and Arjun or Arju, and they share a really special bond, and they really love each other, and their dream is to live in Bangalore. And this whole movie is about kind of their three stories of these three cousins. Is written and directed by Anjali Menon, and I think she has done a fabulous job because the story is great. It's amazing. It has so much depth. It has so many gems, and I think it is a very well written story with so many characters and so many plots and subplots going on, and at the same time, to make sure that the story comes alive in the proper way, I think is really commendable that she was able to do it and able to put so much into this one movie. So I think she's done a great job, and I genuinely feel there's a difference when women make movies because there is just so much more emotion and depth to it. Not that I'm saying that men don't do that, like some men do, but most of the time when women make movies, it's more about emotions and about real life situations, and it's more realistic, I feel. So I love that she's done this. So the movie is about these three cousins, these three people, their subplots, and the movie is from Kutin's point of view, which is played by Nivin Pauly, and I think his part is lovely. I think it's something that a lot of people can connect to if they have a hometown and then they've shifted away from their hometown. I think a lot of people can relate to this. What I'm talking about is his whole plot in the movie, his character in the movie represents that kind of, and I think it's lovely that he loves his hometown. There is a connect between him and his dad, and then there is a disconnect between him and his mom. His mom just wants to get out of the hometown. She wants to become more modern. She wants to move away from it. There's a line in the movie I think a lot of people will relate to, which is when you're young, you want to get out of your hometown, and when you grow up, or you grow older, you want to go back. And it's kind of just the same thing as when you're young, you want to grow older, you want to live your life on your own terms, you want the freedom, and then you want to do things on your own. But then when you get older, you wish you can go back to your childhood. And that's similar to like the place that you're in, because hometown is so familiar and so comfortable. I think it's something that a lot of people can relate to. And what I love about his character and his part of the story is that he does have a journey throughout the movie. He does change, and he does, become more comfortable with himself, or what he needs or what he wants. And there is a phase where he is with a girl who is supposedly modern, and all of those things happen, but by the end of that journey, he as himself, as a person, as his values, as his thinking, is the same person. He sticks to it. It's not that, to bring about change in your life, or to become, it's not like to get married or to get the girl, he had to change himself. It's amazing that he realizes that himself, and he as a person has not changed even after that journey, and I think that's lovely. And by the way, I didn't say this, but I hope you've watched the movie. Otherwise, this whole thing is gonna be spoilers for you. So if you haven't watched the movie, don't watch this right now. That's the thing at the end of the movie that he says that kind of sums it up really nicely, is that's the beauty of Bangalore. There's a foreigner adopting our culture, and then on the other hand is his mother who is trying to adopt modernization. And I think again that is a beautiful way to say it. It's not like you're undermining either, and you're not saying either one of it is wrong. It's just whatever people's personal choices are, and it's still, that is kind of like the beauty of the place. That's lovely. And that actually brings me to another point that I really like about the movie. It's kind of like a love letter to Bangalore. It's about this passion for Bangalore, this love for a city, the place. And I know it very personally because I know a lot of people who feel that way about a city. And I have a friend, she's super passionate about Bangalore, she loves it. And then a lot of friends, obviously the obvious choice is Mumbai, because there is, people do say that it is the city of dreams. It's about, there is a certain momentum in Mumbai. So I think it's lovely. I've never seen a movie that talks about Bangalore in that way, so I thought it was amazing. Because I have never stayed in Bangalore, but I still felt it. I felt the love, I felt the passion, and I think that's amazing. And like I said, it is like a love letter to Bangalore. The other character in the movie is Divya, or Kunju as I think they call her. And I think the movie kind of really also starts off with her as well, that they show that she is a topper in class and she wants to pursue her MBA. But then there is this astrologer who, that bit also I really liked, because when she goes to the astrologer, he's saying all these things which sound so ridiculous. So it's like kind of making fun of it and still bringing it to light, what kind of a stupidity there is, but in like a fun, light-hearted manner. It's still included in the movie. So I think, again, great job there as well. So the astrologer says that she needs to get married. Then she gets married to this guy who is this quiet guy. You don't know what's going on in his head. And I really appreciate throughout the full movie that he is not the bad guy. The husband is not the bad guy, because that could have been easily that option to be taken, because these three cousins are so close. They have a real bond, and it would have been really easy to make her husband, Mr. Das, the bad guy in this movie, and then just glorify their cousinship, if it makes any sense. But I really appreciate that he's not the bad guy in the movie, and he is somewhat honest with her even from the beginning. There is that scene where they're talking for the first time, and he is very honest with her that I'm still not over my ex, and I don't think so I'm ready for this marriage, but it's still happening. Even through the movie, there are like little bits when they are interacting with each other, and they are not really comfortable with each other, but they still are kind of trying to figure it out. And in that also you kind of get the feeling that it's nothing personal with Divya. You don't, like, his problem is not with Divya, it's just with him. He is not over it, and obviously you find that out later. But then I think it's really cool that they were able to convey that it's nothing personal with Divya. Like, he doesn't hate her, he is just that person, and that's his personality because of whatever, of his past, or maybe whatever. The third character, which is Arjun, played by Dulquer Salmaan, and I think his character brings a little bit of like the fun element into the movie. I think the whole movie is generally like very fun, because there are so many hard-hitting points and like so many truths in the movie, but it's all in a fun manner and it's fun to watch. So I think his character brings that out a little bit more, because he's the thoda hatke person. He's the different person amongst everybody else. He thinks differently, he acts a certain way that might not be okay with everybody else. And he, as a person, even though he is so different, he is kind of similar, because he does crave attention and love and all of those things, because he doesn't get it from his parents, from his relatives. So his only love, his bonds, his comfort is, and his family is his cousins, and you understand why he loves them so much, because his parents are divorced. And there's a small point in the credits of this movie, in the opening credits, when they're showing like these childhood pictures of the three of them. There is a drawing there which is says there's mom's house and dad's house. Right off in the opening credits, they sort of give that away. I think it's a very subtle thing that is there in the opening credits, which if somebody is looking really keenly will figure it out, which is pretty cool. Arjun's situation, I think he himself describes it really well. In the movie itself, there is a scene where they're all having dinner at Divya's house, and her husband asks her about her husband asks him about his parents, and he's like, my parents are divorced. And he's like, the husband like, okay, and where are they now? And then he goes on, and then there is a line where he says, marriage is either life imprisonment or a fine. They didn't want it to be an imprisonment, and now the fine is upon me. Which I think is such a accurate way of describing what his character is all about. And he is just this product of this this fight between his parents, and he is paying for all of the problems, because at the end he is getting affected by him, and that sort of also connects with his relationship with RJ Sarah at the end of it. I don't want to talk too much about his romance with Sarah, but I think it's really, really well done, and it's a really good twist, very relevant, because usually the cool guy, which he is in this group, will get the girl, will get this thing, but I think she kind of like brings him down, brings him to being humble, down to like earth, and you see the soft side of him. She brings out the soft side from him, and I think that's lovely. So I did really, really enjoy the part of their romance, of him courting her, of him trying to convince her, and I think it's really lovely because it's so refreshing to see. And RJ Sarah also brings me back to another thing that is so prominent in the movie. The movie has some amazing foreshadowing. In case you don't know what foreshadowing is when something is going to happen at a later point in the movie, but there is a small hint of it before. So I think the movie has a lot of them. One of it is RJ Sarah's, right when the whole Bangalore scene starts, where all of them are getting into Bangalore, the thing playing on the radio is RJ Sarah, welcome to whatever. So initially in the movie you would just think that it is the introduction of Bangalore, it's from her, you're getting some bits of information about Bangalore from her, but then there is a full connection with her at the end, and every single thing that is introduced to you in the movie is connected and used in some way, which I think is great. The second foreshadowing, I think again was a very minor thing, but I noticed it, was there is a scene right before Divya is going to get married. She has a earring, and she's trying to, see how she looks while she's, like trying it on or something like that. And then there is a scene almost towards the end of the movie, like second half of the movie, where she's selling her jewelry to get money for her MBA fees. And there is a moment where there is like a full 6, 7, 8 second like a cut where she's just staring at the same earrings, and that's again very prominent because those were her wedding earrings, wedding jewelry, and she's selling it away, and it is symbolic of something. And the third thing is a very, very, very minute foreshadowing, but it was there, is when Arjun goes to talk to Sarah, and the first time he really meets her face to face, and she's like, why are you following me? He's like, I'm not following you, I'm following your friend. And she's like, wait, I follow my friend? Okay. And so right then in that scene, if you go back and see that, the backdrop in her the thing on the wall behind her is a map, and it is literally Australia. And at the end of the movie, she is going to leave for Australia, which so yeah, I think that was pretty cool. I noticed that when I watched it for the second time, and it all made sense, and was like a really minute thing because the map behind her on the wall said Australia. And the last thing that I want to talk about is something that I really, 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 really love, and I'm not kidding, for real, I love this thing, which is Daga Mangalam. That song, it was stuck in my head so bad, and it was stuck in my head so bad that my whole family was singing it for a while. Can you believe it? Like, it was so bad. I love that song. I think it has amazing beats, especially towards the end of the song. There's a part where Divya goes in slow-mo like this, and then she goes like this, and I really love that. Like, the song is amazing. I love it. Yeah, so those were all the points that I wanted to talk about. I really tried to find something that I didn't like about the movie because I wanted to be fair, but I really couldn't pinpoint anything. For a while, I thought the movie was a little bit long, probably because there were so many things going on in the movie. There were so many people's lives being, connected and talked about. Oh, by the way, I really, okay, how can I forget about this? I love how Arjun's Arjun's life, and then Divya and her husband's life, and then it all connects together. Very smooth connection. Probably somebody else would say that it was kind of predictable, but for me at least, I did not see that coming, and I think it was really well done. Yeah, so continuing, the movie is actually only 1 hour 37 minutes and 20 seconds long, which I think is amazing that they were able to pack so much stuff into just this much time. It's great. There are three people, even four if you count her husband. There are four people's lives. There are four different things going on in the movie. There's so many gems in the movie, and I love that they were able to put so much into so little time. And at the same time, I want to say that it has so many truths. I like the some lines that I read out right now, and it has so many deep meanings that so many people can relate to, because there are so many things that probably will be something that you personally relate to from this movie. And the fact that they were able to put all this in the movie and still make it a fun movie, which is very relevant and very fun and entertaining to watch at the same time, I think it's amazing. So yeah, that was my review of Bangalore Days. I loved watching the movie and I loved reviewing it. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you do, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and let me know in the comment section what you thought about Bangalore Days. I know it probably released years ago, and maybe this was a refreshing video, you know, to take you back to that time when you watched the movie, nostalgic. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. Bye.